everybody. Hello and welcome to Just Saying episode 2. Well, technically it's actually Just Saying episode 1 because last week we were just called the podcast. But now we're getting serious. This is Just Saying, and you see Sean is with us. Which was a surprise, because
that's a miracle. That guy's a flake. Yeah, no,
all day he was telling us, "Oh, I've got better things to do," and then clearly his other plans didn't work out, so he's podcasting with us. But Romeo, Alex, and Sean, hello.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Happy to be here for the second time. I mean, I was thinking after our performance in the first time we'd get stoned, or something bad. But it's cool. I'm really vibing. I'm really liking it, and I'm excited to see what we got this week.
But we got stoned, man.
Yeah, I got stoned, but like in a medieval way, so it's less fun. Yeah.
Okay.
All
firstly,
right,
I wasn't
go
flaking. Okay, I just wasn't sure if I'd be back in time. I had a fantastic day. Okay.
All right. Well, I didn't have as much of a fantastic day because I was working hard to resize everything because you weren't here, and then you showed up 20 minutes before, and I had to redo everything. So that was great. Thanks. But other than that, we're very, very happy that you're here. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast of Sub-Saharan Africa's biggest community-run esport league. And I guess we should just do a quick shout out to everyone who showed up in chat to come and watch things. Hello, Yoshi. Yoshi makes a habit of being first in every stream that's available. Hecky's how's it, Hecky? Kirika, Ark, Jeff, Red Flash, Critical Force Gaming, The Dark Flash, Unguarded, Ace, and anyone else. Have I missed anyone? I think I've got everybody who's chatted.
I think that's it. We didn't mention Alex because he's sitting below me right now, but other than that, I think we're good.
Alex.
Okay, I just like to point out that you're top.
And the Gaza. Hello, the Gaza. Gaza, I'm disappointed. I don't think I've seen your name in the RSC player roster anywhere, but we're thrilled that you're in chat. But we need to get you into the league. Hello, Clarks.
Man, Gaza wants to talk about rugby just because we beat the All Blacks for the 4th time in the row, and just because we took the Nelson Mandela plate back for the first time in 14 years, doesn't mean we need to talk about it on a Rocket League podcast. But here we are.
All right, guys, let's get into. We've wrapped up preseason. Preseason is done. The league proper hostilities get underway from tomorrow. But I think we need to give preseason a wrap and go through whatever we need to. The finals last night, of course. So who's taking what to talk about preseason?
I mean, I'd be happy to talk about just take it from the get-go, just saying that the finals were absolutely fantastic, and given the increase in the level of play that we've seen from just this season and last has been immense. I mean, that prospect game was an absolute humdinger, and I'm gonna be taking some clips of that, and we can go through it at some point, not today, but going forward. But overall, it was fantastic. I'm not sure if anybody wants to go into detail about it. I know Alex wasn't there, in the final.
Nope.
But the
man that made sure I wasn't might make an appearance later. So we'll get to ask him dead serious questions.
Well, listen, I got to say, I don't have details, but I for me, the Prospect Tier Finals was the most entertaining of the whole night. And I was genuinely impressed with the level of skill by both teams out there, both Accelerate and Jokers. I thought they did a magnificent job.
I really thought that some of the skill plays we saw there were fantastic. I mean, look, it's not a skill play that you'll see every day, but sometimes they do something that's pretty cracked that you didn't see coming, that they probably won't be able to repeat again for the next 5 games, but you're just happy you witnessed it. And all in all, that was very good. Just so if you didn't catch the game last night, Jokers came out 4-1 winners over Redirect Accelerate. So Accelerate still not being able to win anything, but that's normal. We're used to that. That's okay. But Jokers did pretty well. It was tight. It was tight all the way through. So that 4-1 scoreline doesn't do it justice, because all of them, I think, were like 1-goal games, and there were a couple of overtimes as well.
Okay, well, I think we should probably. So we've lined up a few interviews. So we wanted to get the captain of each of the winning teams to come in and chat. And I see Papito. Papito is in Twitch chat, but has ignored my DMs all day in Discord.
So right.
Yeah, so Pepito will not be one of the people we're interviewing today.
Nah, he missed his chance. Sorry, man.
Oh, now he says I will do it. Yeah, well, okay. I want you to look out to the ocean, Pepito, and see that ship that's just going over the horizon. That's that's where we are now. But I think so we're going to talk to the Dogman out of Prospect, and as soon as we get him into the Discord, and Sean, I'm going to ask you to see if you can drag him in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure I have his microphone lined up. So I need that. Yeah, we're not as. Oh, there he is. There he is.
No,
okay.
He's here.
Okay, so I just got to sort out his camera. Give me a second.
No, you're good, GB.
We're chilling. But I having to cast for the first time in a couple of months last night, I was honestly surprised to see DSQ also coming through, doing their thing, finishing second. Masters was a completely different game entirely. So I'm glad we get to chat to Dogman, because he was really popping things off last night.
Well, there he is, the Dogman.
Oh,
how are you, young man?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good.
That's a good start. Dogman, can you hear us? Is he unmuted?
Wait, hello?
Oh, there we go. Hello,
Sorry.
Dogman. How are you?
Good, and you?
Excellent. So tell us, how are you feeling about your first big victory in RSC?
It was good. We were a bit nervous at the start and had a bit of problems with lag, but yeah,
I think you're doing pretty good, man. But I mean, I saw you taking flight to the skies, and I mean that's not very Prospect of you, man. Did you have your big bro sitting in the room holding the controller, or was that all you?
Dogman?
I think he might not be hearing us.
Yeah, I don't think you can hear us.
They unmuted in Discord.
I can't hear anything on the thing.
It's
Oh,
okay.
he's server muted.
No, that's fine.
He must just unmute himself in the Bot Ninja thing. The sound.
Yeah.
No.
I can't hear anybody else on it.
Oh, that's wild. That is
Okay.
wild.
This is going well, despite our early testing. Okay, let me see if I can solve the problem on my side.
It's okay. Don't worry about solving the problem. It just means that GB, you're going to be the ones asking the Dogman the questions, and we'll just vibe from it.
Oh, you know what? You guys need to unmute in Discord, I think.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's what I did now.
So when you want to ask him a question, unmute in Discord. So go ahead and ask your question again, Bromeo.
Well, I just wanted to ask, I saw you pulling off some pretty mad aerial plays last night, and I just wanted to know what rank is your big bro? You know what's because he had the controllers then.
Yeah.
So
No, it was my dog. It was my dog with the controller. It wasn't me. He played the whole thing for me.
No, it was the man dog.
That has got to be the worst joke I've heard.
Oh my gosh!
I'll see you guys later. I'll see you.
You should have heard Greybeard last night. The man was on fire with the dad jokes. I was actually almost falling off of my chair. I swear to God.
Yeah. I'm interested actually, because I see you guys lost the first game, and then just kept on going and did not lose a game after that. Just 4-0, discounting that first game. So what was the speech like after the first game as captain?
So we had problems with the Vine. He had like a watch party for the Springboks at his home. So he was lagging a lot. So it was just very shaky and was unsure because at the start everybody jumped in and we didn't know if we needed to start it or not. So for the first 20 seconds of the game, me and Clerks didn't play and the Vine was playing.
So you're saying that there was lag because everybody in the house was watching the Springbok game?
Yeah.
That sounds like priorities.
That was the Vine's problem.
It sounds like a good problem to have. You're saying if I lost, it's because the Springboks,
Yeah.
He also said we lost 3-2, but that was just 1 versus 3.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got a serious question for you, Dogman. So based on your performance last night, what are your ambitions for the season? You've got 9 long weeks of league play coming up, and then the playoffs. What's the big plan for the team?
The plan is just to continue, take it week by week, fix our small mistakes, rotations and stuff, and we should be able to get through it.
And come out on top again. And show Dynasty proud. Am I right?
Yeah.
Again, for another playoff.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit biased that we've got a Dynasty AGM here, so he shouldn't be allowed to ask the questions going forward.
I'm not saying anything. It was all them. There was all them in that series. That's all I'm saying. All I did was just be like, try this out. Let's see what happens.
No, but very well played there, Mr. Dogman. You guys played an absolute scream, and the crowd were enjoying it as well. So it was very nice to have you guys up on the first stream of the season. You guys were the first game, of season 3 shown, and you guys came out and gave it a good one. Nobody had high hopes because it's a prospect game, but everybody was sitting there going, "Oh, that was kind of cool."
To be honest, we were kind of given the true prospect feeling when they had 2 easy saves to get, but then they end up just whiffing the ball completely.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought that was the elite game, because there was a bit of a howler there that I witnessed, but that's for an interview just now, I suppose.
Yeah.
Dogman, my last question for you is going to be, was there any nervousness about playing on stream, either with you or the teammates? Was that something you spoke about? Did it make a difference to how you were playing?
So I think it wasn't my first time playing on stream because I did play season 2.
Okay.
But I think it was Divine and Clerks' first time, so I think the first game the nerves really got to them. But after that, we had a little conversation and just focus up and just be chill, and we just pushed through.
Nice.
And push through. You did. You guys did magnificently. For me, it was the series of the night. I really enjoyed watching you guys and the series in general. So big up and the best of luck for league play coming up from tomorrow, and hopefully this won't be the first time we interview you as a winner.
Oh gosh, yeah.
All right, great. Any last words, any shout outs you want to give?
We'll see you guys in the finals.
Ooh, confidence.
Yeah, strong word. Those are fighting words, sir. Those are fighting words.
Fighting words, great words. Okay, Dogman, thanks for coming to join us, and I'm sure we will see you again.
Okay, bye.
Peace. Bye. All right, fabulous. Okay, so our first interview off to a bit of a rocky start, but we got there. And the thing that excites me most, guys, is whenever I see young players like that, it just makes me feel so good about the long-term future of our scene in Rocket League. I mean, he's got years to develop and become really, really good at the game, and representing himself really, really well.
Yeah, he's pretty well spoken for a Dynasty player.
Okay.
There's no comment.
Only sore losers say this kind of shit, so it's alright.
Fair enough.
All right, well let's move on to onto Rival, and that was quite the series. Alex, I don't know if you had any particular notes or thoughts of the Rival final.
The Rival final is actually notable because they include teams that are both legal. So and we're going to see a lot more of those teams because obviously we're getting close to midnight, and there's only like a handful of teams that have fives. But like those preseason games are the opportunity to test your players under duress and make sure they're worth their cheese. And basically the teams that had already cemented their top 4 players and went into those playoffs, like those guys are very sure what they're doing, and it's great to see these guys in the finals and winning games, because that means that even though the other teams are testing players that might not necessarily all fit into the same group, they're still dangerous as crazy. Viola, Critical Force, Bravo, which captained by Flashy with Papitinho and Amiru. Bravo Force with Flash, Amiru and Papitinho, and Viola with Ender, Nerfquake, and iFlareWare. And those guys are all like promoted from Prospect a couple of seasons ago. It's just great stories of progress.
I mean, I think just having a look at the stats here coming out of those games, you see the shots that went off. I think just having a look at the total shots, it was absolutely disgusting because Bravo Force took 40 shots over those 4 games to Viola's 15, 18 goals to 4. And that was huge. And then just having a look at the personal stats, I think it was Amiru who came out with 7 goals in those 4 games, backed up by Flashy Boy with 4 assists. So they're definitely a team that's linking up well together. And I think they are proving that they are the ones to beat heading into league play. So look, historically speaking, if you win the preseason final, you're not going to win the league. But these guys have, dominated that final. And, as close as it wasn't close. And they've definitely proved that they're setting the standard, going forward, which I'm pretty chuffed for, because they came out of nowhere and all of a sudden they're a force to be reckoned with.
Bromeo double clutching the copium there for the second or third time, mentioning how teams winning in pre-season don't go anywhere in the league.
No, do you know what? I will hang on to that until it is disproved. Master will get there. I'm still salty. I've lost a lot of channel points. Let me regain.
Just a quick apology to Papito here, who's captain of Bravo Force. I'm so sorry, man. I said Flash, but obviously I was reading the wrong line. You're doing great.
But now, the rival tier was the start of a very good night for Critical Force Gaming, because as we move into Elite, well, first we have to mention Rivals took their win in a sweep 4-0, which is pretty impressive. And then moving over to Elite, Critical Force doing not as well as their rivals compatriots, but still a 4-1 victory again in the rematch over DSQ. So a bit of a what do they call it? A princess night. What do you call it? The stepsister or whatever. Whoever keeps coming second. That was the night for DSQ, but on top for Critical Force.
I mean, Alex knows very well what it's like to come second, so maybe you want to take this one.
Wow.
I just want to give a shout out to Ford Hilux and pass the mic back to Romeo, to be honest. Yeah, I did my second duty.
Do you know what? It's all for the content. DSQ are proving second time around that second best is not always, the worst. So, a bit of context, if you didn't see the stream and you don't know why we're roasting Alex here, is that DSQ made 2 finals in the league last season in season 2, and they couldn't bring home the silverware. They finished second in both. And now in the preseason, both in the rival and the elite grand final, they came second again. So I'm sure Nations, the general manager for DSQ, was watching and not saying anything because that's rough. But that is definitely something that is for the history books now. DSQ number 2.
Number 2.
It's kind of telling that those two teams managed to put people there in the first place. Though I'm just going to say that quickly, because there are 6 teams we should have been talking about right now when we talked about 4 only. That's crazy.
I mean, you hear this man deflecting attention from that second place finish. I mean, we can just quickly go over how they got to that. There was a pretty good process in the elites. So Ostrom beat Dynasty Queens 3-1, and Delta Force beat Prototype Bros elite team 3-1 as well. So both of them were prime positioned in this final. There was no clear-cut favorite. And because they were playing on opposite sides of the table, we had no idea how they do against each other. So that's why these finals were great as well, is because you have teams playing against each other who haven't played against each other yet. So every single final was up against a matchup that they hadn't seen before. So it was impossible to predict, but we just always knew that DSQ was going to be number 2.
All right. Well, we are going to get the captain of Critical Force there to come in and chat with us. Do we have him? Do we have him? Oh, I think he's here. He is here. All right. So we're gonna head on over here and say hello to Hi Ford Lux.
To Hi Ford Lux.
Ford. Hello.
I think he's here. Maybe.
He is here, but is he
We have to
unmuted?
unmute. Yeah. Hello. How you doing, Ford?
I am. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Okay, good. So, well. First of all, the question right out the gate for me is, you go by Ford Hilux, but I think you were rocking the Fennec, or you weren't rocking the Ford Hilux.
Well, you see, I'm actually quite new to this game, and I wasn't playing when the Ford was out. So, if I could use it, I would buy an account if anybody has it. But unfortunately, I don't have the Ford Hilux.
Is this account sharing I'm hearing right now?
You remember you're chatting to like a whole group of RSC admins.
Should I bring out the rule book?
I know.
All right, Ford. Well,
Ford.
So Ford Hilux is a player for Curro Durbanville. I got to meet him at the AGC LAN back in July, and the image you see of him was taken by Melissa Hogarth at the LAN back then. And so bringing whatever you've honed in the high school league into RSC, how are you feeling about your progression through RSC so far?
Well, season 1 was quite a warm-up for me. I just wanted to feel everyone out, wanted to see if anybody's actually good at the game or not, and it wasn't that bad of a season. Quite mad at Bromeo for dropping me. Not very happy about that one. But season 2 came around. I was still in Prospect. I was like, I shouldn't be in Prospect, bro. I should be in Rival. And I asked our GM, can you take me up to Rival? He said, you know what? I'll take you up. And you know what I did? I shined and I gave our team a second place.
I love the way this man is telling us the story of Ford Hilux, and he's doing it so damn well. I mean, look, I feel pretty terrible about Bro season 1. For context, in the first season of RSC, Bro Prospect was the only team not to win a single game. So I don't know why he's salty, because he left. He left a bit of a shit show there, so I think I did him a favor. And so, Ford, I am sorry we dropped you. That wasn't fun, but nor was losing every single game we played.
Oh well, at least I didn't lose every game. I at least got third in the end, but
But I've got a question for you though. So let's move quickly to last night's game, and you guys had a very dominant performance, and I saw that it was pretty hard fought, and DSQ looked like they threw everything at you. What do you think was the main thing that Delta Force did in the end to bring this one through? Because you were both pretty evenly matched leading up to it.
Well, I haven't heard you guys say anything about it, but we were actually in the same group. And in our first game, they actually 4-0 sweeped us. And we saw this opportunity in the finals, our chance to get them back. And after scrimming them a few times, they in general said that they own us. And we were not going to take that without showing them that they don't own anybody. We own them. So we came out on the field with the force.
And showed out the 4 dialogue still.
And nice.
No, but that was really, really cool. You guys played really, really well. I know that there's a piece of content we're going to be playing just now as a response to that. I'm not sure where we're at with that, GB, but I'm sure it's coming.
Certainly is.
But what's great is as well, they've now taken away that heat that I keep getting from Flossy for beating them last season. And
Flossy has been very quiet
in the semi-final. So now at least he has someone else to have a grudge match against, and it's not me anymore. So I can actually chill and enjoy my game for once.
So Ford, in chat, Pepito says he made you. Your response to that?
He can say what he wants. When he hits a lead, he can start talking, but I still see him down there in Rival.
Hey! Wow. Okay. That.
Can't afford this man.
Can you assign a CMV value to that clapback? Wow. I'm feeling it. I'm sure we're going to see Pepito's response shortly. But as Critical Force says, play nice, boys. The Order of Oaks are coming around, and we don't play nice. So don't worry, Critical Force, we can handle our own.
All right, cool. So Ford, you're going to have to undo history, because as Bromeo keeps mentioning, teams that win in preseason never win in the league. So I trust you will do what you can to break the back of that little bit of history.
There won't be any issue left after this season. We will be the team to end that curse.
Okay.
And Bromeo will have nothing to say about a curse if he wins preseason and then loses.
Man, I've always got something to say about everything. That's why I'm sitting in this chair.
All right. Well, Ford Hilux, thanks for coming to chat to us for a bit. Good luck for the season, and no doubt we'll chat again.
No, thank you.
All right, cool, mate. Cheers. Bye. All right. Well, we did speak a little bit about you alluded, Bromeo, to a little bit of content, and I think now would be a good time to play it.
We should play it, but just let's give a little bit of pre-context. There's been a lot of banter this season, and I'm all here for it. And it has been flying all over the place, and DSQ has been one of the biggest proponents of the banter game. So I think this franchise has come through and responded in a very unique way. And just saying this before anybody gets tilted, this is all banter, and you are also more than welcome to do it yourself.
Yeah, we are expecting retorts.
This is the first time I'm hearing this, by the way.
We are close, I thought he was fly, soaring high. Took the shot, missed the mark, ain't no rocket guy. Pixel dream shattered on the ground, ain't lying. Final stroke again, man, don't even try. Talking big game, but you fumble under lights. Hopeless in the moment, can't handle the heights. Your team's drowning while you're steering the ship. Lost the match, man, your skills just slip. Flow scene crashed in the flames of this game. Finals will never remember his name. Broken dreams on the digital plane. Another loss just salt in his shame. Once a king, now just a court jester. Confetti under luck. Lost in space, can't find your place. Everyone knows, man, you're just a disgrace. Flow scene crashed in the flames of this game. Finals will never remember his name. Broken dreams on the digital plane. Another loss just soft in his shame.
Yes.
Yo. Wow, shots fired.
I was expecting I was expecting something a little less well produced. I wasn't expecting anything, to be honest, but that had some bars to it. I could listen to that again on Spotify.
That's actually kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. What's funny is didn't Brobio mention when Critical Force was announced as a franchise that they looked like they were gonna drop like an album or something?
Yeah. Well, I think we've just heard. What are we calling this? The pre-album or
first single?
The first single on the season 3 album.
Yeah.
And also, guys, remember, if you want to listen to this again, make no mistake, I'm almost certain Critical Force is putting this on Twitter as we speak. So I'm pretty sure if we see it during the course of the show, just we'll post the link in chat so that you can share it time and time again, so Floacy can know just how good that song was.
And I'm sure Floacy is getting hold of some producers right now. And all right, well, so there you go. That was Rival and that was Elite. A great night for Critical Force Gaming. Coming out of preseason, probably the best of all the franchises, taking 2 titles in preseason, and that brings us then to the Master Clash, the Order of Oaks versus Unitox. And I won't start with you, Bromeo. I'll go to. I'm gonna start with Sean. Sean was.
I mean, fair. That's fair.
For me, it sort of went against, in my pre-match estimation, just based on the rosters. I thought the favorites would have been Order of Oaks, but Unitox looked really, really good.
I mean, I was watching their game, and honestly, both teams played so solid. It was like there was nothing. They were shutting each other down so much so that like it just looked like just normal Rocket League the entire time. I mean, almost to a point where like we just didn't know who was going to score at a point because like they were the positioning of all the players, like the shutting down of all the players that they were trying to perform and all that. It was just they were all so consistent and so solid on that field. And honestly, in my opinion, I've seen Technic play many times. I've seen him in like VS games. I've seen him in RLCS, and every time I've seen Technic play, that man to me is such an underrated player. Because every time I watch him, he's so solid, solid.
Bromeo, you were talking before we went live about you made a couple of observations with the wide play Technic being fed. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm a stats guy. I love looking at the numbers, and just looking at that game live, I saw a couple of things. They had a very clear strategy, and it definitely paid off. Technic was hanging mid a lot of the time and fed off the loose ball, and you saw how many redirects he fed right at net. A lot of the ballers' goals came from that interesting kickoff strat that they had with the second man pushing. But the way that Nguni was scoring and the way that Technic was scoring, I mean, for the record, he scored 9 goals in those 5 games. And he had 7 saves, 6 demos, and he wasn't credited for any assists. So it just means that he was hovering central and feeding off loose ball and banging it into the back of the net. And it just, what these stats show us is that this dude and this team had a very clear plan, and D-Money was feeding him passes immaculately right onto his bonnet, and ballers were outplayed last night, make no mistake.
Yeah.
And they've got some homework to do, because this was a well-gelled team for what, a week and a half of playing together?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't even know what to say. I mean, Autoworks is a stacked roster. I mean, they have Werty on there. They have Weebu, whatever you wanted to call himself. The
Willant.
Yeah, but Willant.
Let's go with Willant, yes.
It is
Yeah.
definitely Willant. We figured that one out.
Yeah.
He changed his Steam name and confused the life out of everybody that was in that stream. But then having Teacher One as well, which he's also been pretty consistent on his rise. But having like Werty there to possibly guide him and shape him to become a better player. That roster was honestly scary, and I can understand why they were looked at as the favorites coming out into that matchup. But Unitox were just so consistent as one unit together. Like their play styles meshed together so well, and I don't know what the comms were like, but I assume that those were just so solid as well at the same time. But it definitely showed who was a better team on that field.
I mean, look, just to put things into perspective, Technic had 9 goals. Nitro, the third player in the Unitox lineup, had 1 goal, and D-Money had 3. So Technic had double the rest of his team. But, and this is the big one, Nitro fed 5 assists, D-Money fed 5 assists, meaning that Technic was essentially just the bullet. That's all he did. Smack it in the goal. That's his job. And he did it to perfection because I see Willant put in 14 demos. They were doing their very best to disrupt this strat, but the passing plays were on absolute point, and Nguni deserved to win that without a doubt. So I'm very interested to hear Technic's thoughts of this, because I hear we're chatting to him next.
Well, yeah, we're going to get that in a moment. As soon as we've dragged him into the Discord, we will get that. Well, I have to drag him into the Discord, and B,
and then sort it all out.
Yeah, exactly. Get my.
Well, he's here. He's here.
Yeah, I know he's. I know he's here, but I have to get his audio thing set up, and there's there's things I got to do on my side to make sure we're all good, and I think we are now. So. Yeah, we can now bring in Mr. Technic Eagle. Okay. That almost worked. There we are. How's the Technic?
Hello everyone, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Just want to make sure the stream can hear him, because Can we get confirmation from stream that you can hear Technic? Say hello again, Technic.
Hello.
Okay, no, we're good. We're good. I think we're good.
All right.
Can you hear us, Technic? Can Technic hear us?
If you unmute in Discord,
yeah, no, we have to unmute in Discord.
That's how that works.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
There we go.
So Technic, I don't know if you heard what we were just saying, what the stream was saying about you and your performance and whatever, and how do you respond to that, and how do you feel about your performance last night?
Well, I didn't even realize that was happening. I was kind of just playing and focusing on what's in front. But yeah, it's quite nice to hear. I mean, it makes sense. I could obviously see in the game that, D-Money is such a nice support player. Nitro, me and Nitro are ones, man. So we're quite aggressive. But for him actually to also be such a good support player quite surprised me. But yeah, I'm quite happy with our performance. We were I'm not sure about the boys, but I was a bit nervous because obviously, as you guys said, it was a bit of a stacked roster on paper. So you got Werty, such a good player, Teacher, great experience, and Willant, also such a good ones player. So I know all these guys, and in the I think it was we played them the first game, and we actually lost 1-3. So that was in the back of my head. So yeah, I'm glad we got there at the end.
So my first question out there would be, I see that you were hanging mid because stats don't lie, and you said you're a ones main, so you were feeding off some cracked passes from D-Money, because I feel like I was casting that game, and just watching the passes off the wall by D-Money, I felt like it was inevitable. I knew that the moment he floated that ball, you were going to be there. And was that something you guys communicated beforehand, or was it just something he was doing and you were vibing with?
Not gonna lie, we didn't really plan for this. I mean, we still, or like every other team, we're still in the phase we need to be feeling each other out, getting the chemistry up there. But I feel like our team, especially in this preseason finals, I feel like we came together nicely, and I think we all got our roles fit quite well there in the midfield, and then obviously the two. Not that I'm saying they're only going to be the support players, but we didn't really plan for this. It just kind of happened.
And I know that I'm going heavy into the stats here, but the way that you guys played was almost the exact way to counter the 50-50 play. So when you know your opponent is playing for 50s, you guys put passes in. And I'm not sure if that was just a natural progression of your play, but it was really, really cool to see that you guys weren't taking the 50s like Werty and Willant were trying to get you guys to do. And you let the ball do the work, and I just thought that was pretty cool. So you're saying that's not something you guys planned, it's just something you adapted to?
Yes, no, everything was just us adapting to however they played, and yeah, we didn't talk early on what we're gonna do. Everything we just kind of put our heads down and took it as it was in front of us. So yeah.
Oh man, but that was very well played. I lost about 25,000 channel points on that one. I'm not sure if Sean or Alex have anything to add to this one, because I'm still a little bit hard sore, so I can only give so many compliments.
Oh, thank you so much.
I was going to ask a question, it just completely escaped my mind because I was listening to Bromeo cry again.
Well, I'll ask a question.
Oh, you go. While I
which is more about RSC generally. I mean, you've been around a while, Technic, and I've known of you since the high school days.
Yeah.
And when you came out of high school into Unity. And given your relatively long history in Rocket League in this region, in this country, what are your thoughts on RSC as a community effort? And like why? I mean, you're a top level player. Why do you play in RSC?
Well, I mean, I think it's a great way to broaden your play styles and things, because you can only, I mean, if you stuck to a team for so long, I mean, you stuck to that kind of play style, but when you play with all these kind of players and learn their play styles and try to fit in, I mean, you will most definitely become better because you learn to adapt to certain plays and certain play styles. So I think that is a pretty good for that matter. But I actually didn't play last year, I think, in RSC. I was in matric last year, so I was quite busy with exams and things. I was in the first one. I was I think sub for Valkyrie, so I didn't really do much, but this is the first season where I'm actually quite involved. I mean, it's quite a learning curve because I've been handed the captain role, so learning all these different things, and it's quite nice. I mean, I've never been in this role, but yeah, I really enjoy it, and I really think it's a good way to also bring this region of ours together.
Fantastic.
Man should run for president. That was a very good answer.
Captain. Maybe it actually touched exactly on what I was pretty much trying to ask in the first place. But actually, I have another question. You're probably going to carry over some of your answer from your previous answer, but what advice would you possibly give to prospects, rivals, and elites going forward in RSC?
Obviously, I mean, mechanics plays a big role, but I feel like just keeping a open mind and not going into your team with a set play style that you've been playing or that you want to play, but rather listen to your teammates and see how they play and try to get that best, layout on the field. So I feel like they just need to keep an open mind and try to just fit well into this like unity puzzle thing. So yeah, I think they need to do that.
Nice.
I really, really enjoyed that answer as well. And just so you guys know, chat, you are also more than welcome to ask any questions you might like. This is why we have this on Twitch and not YouTube or somewhere there, is so that we can involve you as much as possible. So if anybody has a question for Technic, now is your chance. Otherwise, Greybeard has his burning question. I'm sure he does.
No, well, I was actually going to throw it to Alex, but I know that Alex is if it's not prospect or rival, he's not really interested. He lives in prospect and rival.
These guys fly too high for me to even comprehend what they're doing, man. I have respect.
All right. I think I'm happy with that, and big up. And I'm glad you've slipped into the role of a leadership role. I think you've got a lot to offer for the region, the league, and I'm thrilled that you're involved and a big part of it. So good luck for the league.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Peace out.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
I think I was echoing because I think I was going through Technic's mic for some reason. It was very weird, but
all of us were. All of us were.
That was kind of interesting. Okay, well we're sorted out there. Now Dark Flash has asked the question, and it's a nice segue into our next section, this next segment, because he was asking if there's a place for players to go and look at stats, because we're now going to look at top players.
Yeah.
So let's answer that first question of, is there somewhere the players can go to look at the stats?
Yes. that is the most direct answer I can give. Yes. We have a stats database, and at the end of week 1, we will publish it, because there's no point in putting it out beforehand, because there's nothing there, because no league games have been played. So after everyone's played their first week game, everything's been submitted, all the trash talk has been said, what you're looking at in front of you right now is sort of what it's going to look like. So you'll be able to see all of your stats, who's dunking the most, and apparently it's Tubbsy. Unfortunately, they just couldn't pull it through in the end, so that's for another day. But you can access all of your stats at the end of week 1. We'll put out the notice so that you, the player, can check out your profile, see how many saves you've made, see how few your teammate has made, and then you guys can argue about it afterwards.
All right, I just want to point out one thing before we highlight any top players.
I knew you were going to go here.
So if we look in the demo stats, most demo, you will see Terrible, Olympic, Willant, and then Greybeard. And for the more observant of you in the Twitch chat at the moment, you will see to the direct left of Greybeard GG, the square is completely blank.
Oh no.
And the reason it is blank is that I got cut loose. I got cut loose from my franchise of Fort Templar, and I'm now in the wind. 4th in the demo stats, and now very few options to improve. And I'm just saying, perhaps a gargantuan oversight somewhere.
No, 100% Fumble Templar really didn't do you right there. And I don't know. I'm still salty about it, because as we've speaking about off stream, Autovox did call dibs, and Mull and some of the other AGMs of Fort Templar, we're like, you know what? We will disrespect this dibs, and decide to pick you up instead. So I'm sad you got dropped, because yes, you are 4th overall in demos, and what makes it even more impressive is that this season we've got total demos, caps, and per game. So it's no longer just looking at your total. You can also see how you are in relation to people above you, even if you've played less games. So you can see over here, you got 2.36 per game. That should put you pretty damn high up, possibly even higher had you played more games. So yeah.
Well, they don't call them mole for nothing. All right, so Alex, I want to go. I don't know how much attention you've played, and I know you're in the prospect and rival things. If you've had a glance at the stats, and if there's anything standing out to you in terms of performances.
Unfortunately, I did not get access to this sheet because, as you know, I'm not part of the administration of RSC.
That's our oversight. We have to rope you back in then, Alex.
Yeah, no, this is one of those things. If you want to leave the fight stuff, you can't take any fights anymore.
Things have been cut.
The kids who are still involved get to see the fancy sheets. The players get to see them a week later. But
definitely. There's a few hard hitters already, and I feel like I was gonna name them, but like they're all on top scorers, on the top scorers sheet. The people that you should be watching out for is Coconut from Critical Force, Van Hoyen from Redirect, also carrying his team really hard, and Clerks. There's a little bit of a situation in Dynasty concerning Mr. Dogman's team.
Yeah,
actually,
it's a bit rough, actually.
And they're actually at the because they have to drop one of the top two.
We have to drop either Divine.
It's one of the two because
that curse is coming in.
3 players in the 1200s.
It doesn't mean we still beat Order of Oaks with whatever player, man. Come on.
What's interesting is that Divine has been, and actually you can see him on the. I'm not sure what's the next sheet over, like the second table. I don't see the title. Dogman, Brov, and Divine. Can you
most assists.
Most assists. There you go. And it's proving my point. Divine has been an amazing playmaker for not terrible, an amazing playmaker for his team and for throughout the preseason. And Clerks has been the top scorer, and it's going to be a very difficult decision for these guys because
quite a difficult decision.
All right. Well, I think let's do this. Is so we don't drag it out too long. But
let's go through it quickly. Let's smash these ones out.
I think let's smash out the top 3 in each tier for each of these stats. So
all right.
tops. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
No. So remember, we need some claps in the chat. So after each name, so just a quick little double clap. So we can appreciate the guys who absolutely dominated in preseason. So having a look at the top scorers, you've got Clerks, Van Rooyen, and Jake's the Snake, 2 redirects, 1 Dynasty. That's fantastic. Most assists, we had the Dogman, we had Divine. They finished out top last night. Bruv, also GM of Critical Force, representing with the assisting in the back end and the front stage. So very well done to him. And looking over here, Dogman's been having an absolute screamer. Most saves, first up with 29 saves, which is pretty damn high. That's like 1.5 saves a game. So, but Redirect coming up second again, Jake's the Snake and Dark Adept. But Van Rooyen coming in 4th. So all 3 of what we presume would be the starting Redirect thing, saving shots. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest. But moving over to the important thing, obviously, is demos.
So
I did not know I was there.
He's
I'm
nowhere
focused on the
else,
team's
but
rotation.
the only focus is where his name is.
Let me just say something. Because I noted that during my games in Prospect, there's a thing where when players get focused on demos, they kind of lose games because eventually you lose track of the rotation. But it's also the responsibility of the defending players not to put themselves in such a demo-able position.
Stand still.
I need to take you.
Yeah,
get out.
Guys, stop making me hitting you. Stop it. You're doing this to yourself. But all right, so just having a look at the most demos, 2 of the top 3 are currently sitting to the left of you on screen. And Alex the Fat Tack coming out top with 20 demos. Creven from DSQ in second, and Zebromeo, me, in
Should be
third.
first.
Yay!
He finally got first.
2.43 in prospect is insane. Man. You should be first.
But here's also an interesting stat, and for those of you who don't know what this means, most clean sheets is basically if you finished a game where the opposing team didn't score any goals while you were on the field. And that goes very strongly for Dogman, who played 7 of his 21 games, which means 1 in every 3 games he played, his opponents didn't score a goal. And I think that is really, really good. So props to him. I hope he keeps on growing. But honorable mentions go to Divine and Clerks, but also DSQ's Demonics, a great place, and Creven in the top 5, 6 there. So it's a very hard stat to achieve, and it's a very hard stat to maintain. So that's one that's fun to watch. But I think we can move over to Arrival and.
Just want to cover a couple interesting stories for the, the prospects quickly. Regarding the first of all, like an interesting trade that happened is that unfortunately AVN was moved out of the prospect team in Critical Force, meaning that they intend on keeping Bruv on the team, which I think is kind of crazy because obviously he deserves. He's underrated. My teammate for 2 seasons. I know what he's capable of doing. He carried me to the finals, and shut up, Romeo. Avian's also a good player and he's worth his money, but like taking that bet I think is great for the team. Second thing I want to go through is the team in prospect that still has to take care of their players, which is DSQ. They still have to get a player out from 1055 CMV, which is kind of mid-range, so it's fine. They got their options open, but Dynasty obviously the big issue of getting rid of 1210 CMV in their player roster. And finally, the big question is Shadow Esports. That went through a kind of crazy ride of transfers. They released Josh Destroyer and Six Penny Sunsets, which we could predict because they were very expensive, and the team that came underneath was already kind of stacked with underrated players, according to me. But then they signed Great Place, they released Bogdan Bab, they released Sambo, they re-traded AJ to DSQ Esports. There's like a whole bunch of things happen, and at the moment it's the only team that has 3 players only.
That's wild.
Yeah, they got 1140 CMV to buy a player, and so finding the player that could play with Silver might actually define who's going to shape that team. And Silver is a crazy good player at this moment. He's one of the top contenders, and definitely finding somebody that meshes with him will, I don't know, might actually decide who goes in the finals of this season. It's crazy.
No, that's a pretty astute observation there. I mean, I think everyone's trying to balance their points so much this season, and remember, teams are getting chopped down to 4 this evening. Oh yeah. So from tomorrow, you will see the final teams, and at the end of all of this, we'll just scroll through the rosters quickly, just to see who's left and what we're actually looking at. But let's carry on to rivals quickly, just so we can finish up who's been performing. And
AJ just got signed like an hour ago to
AJ, hey, this man's feeding us old information.
Guys,
wild. But
it up like 15 minutes before the podcast starts. Obviously it's not going to compute. Sorry guys. AJ, strong pick.
Oh man. But top scorers for Rival, having a look, it's Tubbsy with 30 goals. That is huge. I mean, if you have a look at it, Color Cold is in second with 20. And
50% more.
50% more. Nobody's even close. And they played the same amount of games. So that is absolutely huge. Tubbsy is having a screamer of a season so far. So let's hope he can carry it
he's
over
having a screamer of a preseason.
Yes. That I thought I wasn't the one who believes that it didn't carry over, but here we are. I'm converting the non-believers. But Color Cold obviously coming in second, and Stolzy from Unitox wrapping it up in third. And I'm seeing an interesting flag there. Is that I can't see it that far away. Is that Zimbabwe's flag?
Ike from Zim. Yeah.
Yeah. So coming up fourth there, interesting. 17 goals. And now moving on to assists. Tubbsy again in the top three with his teammate iFlyAware and Fancy Lizard Bro also featuring in the top three twice. And most saves as we move across, Jezareza, Flash, iFlyAware as well, DSQ. So iFlyAware has also had a really, really good one. But just having a look here, Jezareza for 4 Templar making 40 saves, an average of 3 saves a game. That is huge. That is massive. And I don't remember seeing 4 Templar in the top scoring thing. So that's either saying that they're fielding a lot of shots, but you would expect to see all of the 4 Templar players there then. But
I'll spill some beans since I'm no longer involved.
Hoi puppy, let's go.
No, 4 Templar had a tuck preseason. No, we got hammered 6 ways of Sunday. So Jezareza was like a hero. The man was barely able to walk after our games. He was doing so much jumping and diving in the goal line to keep the saves out. So that doesn't surprise me at all.
But just quickly, I see we've been corrected in chat. Ike is, I've been told that that's the Kenyan flag, not the Zimbabwean one.
I was going to say something, but I didn't know my geography or my...
Yeah, no, you do. You don't want to be that guy sounding silly on stream, but now we know you didn't know, so it's okay.
And we always shout at the Americans for their crap understanding of geography, and here we are making that. So my apologies, but I said it with such confidence, everyone just came along with me.
Well, you see, I'm busy looking at your screen here, and it's a tiny little icon. So
yeah,
I went to the stats database, I made it nice and big, and I was like, wait, hold up.
All right, fine.
Moving on.
Ike out of Kenya.
Moving on, having a look at the most clean sheets, the only person on 5 is Flash, coming from Critical Force with 5 games out of his 20. So he basically won in every 4 games. Nobody scores against him, which is also massive. But Greybeard in the rival standings, the stat looks even better. I think out of the 14 caps that you had, so that's 2.5 demos a game. That's not bad. It's not as good as me, but you're getting there. And,
do you know what? I've just seen Clucker in 4th place. Now, Clucker hammered us in both scrims and in league play, playing for Critical Force, I think. And and the only reason I can think that he's not, because I can see he's also been cut loose. It's got to be because he was too expensive, because I thought he was a sensational player.
Well, it looks like you got the demos in, so that's at least what matters, because Acro was the Season 1 demo champion. And you finished the preseason ahead of him, so Acro's got some work to do, but it's still on a very respectable 30 demos from 14 games. So again, 2 demos a game. Stolzy, one of the original bros, now in Unitox, coming up in 3rd. But Ender and iFlyAware from DSQ coming in close behind. And this 6th stat doesn't really matter too much. It's the most wins. It's generally the people who make it to the final, and that's Critical Force and DSQ. So well done to them.
All right, and now moving on to Elite. Well done to all the top players in Rival.
Hey, so having a look at the top scorers, Flocy winning on the top scoring board, but not in the finals or in the diss tracks. But this is not the last we've seen from him. I was so chuffed with the way he played last night, because they were getting hammered, but it's like he kicked it up into 2nd gear, he switched on his controller, he turned on his screen, and he really turned it around. And I thought that was going to be the watershed moment, but Critical Force just held out for that. But Flocy showing here that he means business. 28 goals, followed very closely by Ford Hilux in the Critical Force side, and Mercury and Hardflame And Genie as well, who had a fantastic game last night, coming in on 5th. But in the assists, and this is where it gets interesting, Arts, Flocy, and Genie finishing the preseason on the exact amount of assists. And being an assister is not an easy job. And it looks like Elite is going to be, you know, that season where teamwork counts, because you either got it or you don't. And there's a 10 assist difference between 10th and 1st. So it's looking pretty well contested. Terrible Czar playing out of Dynasty coming 4th, and Hard Flame Ford Hilux in 5th and 6th.
Well, just a shout out to Arts though, getting his 19 assists off 3 games less than the other 2.
Yeah, so that's very fair.
So
it's very fair.
A per game 0.9. So shout out to him on that.
That is the big differentiator. But moving on to most saves, and this one's not surprising. Czar is a shot stopper. He's a dedicated third man. And I see that he got 36 saves in the 20 games he played. But as you said, the per game is the one that's interesting. So MX would take it out on there with 2.2 a game. So that is huge. And Varate coming out of Shadow, coming in 3rd. And Ford Hilux again in 4th position. So he's really topping the stats. And we need to find a Toyota Ranger or something just to, you know, provide a little bit of a counterbalance here. But Lolanizer out of Redirect, and Genie coming from DSQ taking 5th and 6th.
Clean sheets.
Yeah, clean sheets. This is an interesting stat, because there was only 4 clean sheets at the very top, which means Elite was messy this preseason. So not sure what was happening, but DSQ coming out with the most clean sheets, 4 games out of the 24 they played. That's a 20% clean sheet rate, so 1 in 5. So out of every 5 games they played, there was only 1 game when they didn't score any. So Elite's looking a little bit dodgy on defense. So let's see if they can shore that up. Demos, terrible, huge, absolutely massive. Double Flocy in 2nd place.
He's a menace, I'm not gonna lie. But we've known this.
No, there's no doubt. There's no doubt he's terrible.
God, worst. Guys, please escort Greybeard out of here. I can't. Yeah, I got a headache like right here now. But how's this? 54 demos. That's almost 3 demos every single game he was involved in. And Flocy playing 24 games, so 1 series more, got to halfway. So Terrible is having a hectic time of it. And definitely one of the people to watch for the Demo King prize at the end of the season. There can only be 1, and last season it was Olympic by a fair margin. And when we move over to Master now, we'll see where Olympic stands. And yeah, let's just start off with most demos first, so we can get that one while it's still fresh in our minds. And yes, it is Olympic. Very close, by the way.
One demo.
Terrible was on 54. Olympic is on 49. But if you have a look at the amount of games played, he did it on a series less. So had they played the same amount of series, I think it would be pretty close. So, and it's very interesting to note is that they're both on the same franchise. This is Sean. Sean is busy picking all of the the demo gods in order to play this season. So I'm not sure if you have any thought on that there.
Honestly, it just happened by chance. I mean, when Rabbit and I were picking our players, we were kind of very particular because we wanted to create an environment where all the players at least enjoy themselves when they're playing the game regardless. So we wanted to pick players that we felt were level-headed. I know Olympic is a bit of a stretch for that one. But we do know he was quite lethal in terms of demos last season, and that's actually such an important mechanic that should be incorporated into most team players, should we say? So we thought, why not? Let's just pick up some demo merchants as well and see what happens with the teams. And it kind of does. It messes with the defense on the other team quite a bit. It's very fun.
Yeah, pick the players. You make sure there's no players to play against. That's
Exactly.
That's
They can't defend if they're not there. So, and I need that because I'm shit at this game. So,
so having a look at the top scorers here, it's who you'd expect. Teacher, Werty, and Willant featuring in the top 10. They went into finals day having not dropped a single series. So they were looking very, very good. They put in a lot of goals. So that just makes the Unitox win even more impressive, is that Technic Eagle, I think he put himself into the top 10 with the sheer amount of goals. He scored 9 goals. So he went preseason 11 into the finals and scored 9 goals. So he doubled his goal tally, and that just shows how impressive a performance it was. So coming out in the top is Teacher, 23 goals, Jeff from DSQ, 21 goals, and Happy Meal playing for Dynasty. Huge pick there with 20 goals. Technic coming in 4th, Werty coming in 5th, and Friction from Critical Force rounding out in 6th. Most assists, Willant from Order of Oaks, 27 assists. Mark, a new name on the list. Dynasty as well. Alakstar, Wee Casper, and Friction also coming in. I'm seeing a lot of shadow representation here. Wee Casper having a strong preseason. Let's see if he can carry that one in.
Just a touch on that. Mark is formerly known as Dreezy.
Dreezy. Hey!
Okay. Thanks for that, Sean, because I was literally about to go.
Who's Mark?
Mark. Who the is Mark?
Yeah, there we go. So thank you. Coming in clutch there, S Falcon. Rounding out in 5th and 6th, Friction and Wordy. Most saves. This is also an interesting one, and I'm pretty sure most of those came from last night. And Teacher, again, top of the list, 30 saves. And that is big. But if you have a look at Clipsy in 4th, he's got a higher stat, 4 less saves, but he played 7 less games.
That's amazing.
So he's definitely the Manuel Neuer of that Unitox team. And Wee Casper featuring again alongside Jeff in 5th and 6th. So very good representation for all teams across the board there.
Now, I'm always interested in players who I've come to know because they were... I played them a lot in lobbies, and then they surpassed me, which everybody eventually does. But
Self-burn, that's rare.
No. Listen, you have no idea. But he's someone I'm watching with interest because he was a player when I first became aware of him in lobbies I was playing. He was a player that I felt I could easily beat, and then it became harder and harder. And now I only see him in casual, and his improvement's been amazing. So he's a player I'm definitely watching as a future contender.
Just having a look at these clean sheets here. Master was even worse than Elite, and I'm not saying that from a skill level, but I'm saying that these teams are very hard to defend against because you've got some very high elo guys playing. I think what is the difference between the bottom of Master MMR versus the top there as Falcon?
I know Alex does have the
1460 Elite is the bottom. No, sorry, it's 1625 the bottom of Master.
And the top is 2105.
2100. So what chat, maybe you can answer this quickly, but just around 1600, what is that in actual rank? Because
that's GC2
to SSL.
No, but the bottom range. Bottom
range is around GC2.
Yeah, GC2. But it might even be high GC2, I think. Well, chat will definitely know.
1600 is like low
Division 2.
Yeah. Division 2,
GC2,
there you go.
Division 2.
Alright, so GC2, Div 2. Okay, so you've got a GC player going up against somebody 500 MMR higher. And it's the only the only tier where there is such a rank disparity. It's sort of like a bronze player playing up against a diamond, a master, a champ.
Champ 2, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a separation from the pros versus the people who are cracked, if you will.
Yes. Mm.
So I'm not surprised to see the lack of clean sheets because we went through a couple of the big names in the rosters, and if you had a look at some of those scorers, that's not surprising at all. And I'm really enjoying Happy Meal's newfound aggression because he's consistently appearing in the top scorers.
Yes.
And I'm continuing to love that. But that's just a side note. And I think we've already covered demos. I think the only thing that we haven't covered in Master is just the most wins. And
I think we missed
that's
most wins in Elite as well, by the way.
We did. We'll go back and look because there were complaints.
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's the people
Yes.
who made it all the way to the finals that are going to be the people who had the
Check
most
how
wins.
consistent they are, except Jeff has to throw a little bit of a spanner in the works there.
But what is interesting is that Technic, Nitro, and Clipsy in 4th, 5th, and 6th, even though they won the final convincingly, they still didn't have more wins, which makes it interesting that Order of Oaks definitely were the big ones in that. And again, I'm still salty. Not going to get off this one for a while.
But to be honest, Bromeo, I can understand why. Because if you look at these stats, Order of Oaks are featuring very high up there. And if I'm not mistaken, they were unbeaten going into that final, right?
Yeah, unbeaten, untouchable, if you'd say. And I know that Werty's going to do what he needs to do heading into the season. But yeah, maybe that was just the shock defeat that they needed. And
but it does highlight the fact what I've always loved about league play going into a playoffs is you so often see it, the teams that dominate league, they hit the playoffs and then the wheels come, like they pick the wrong time to have an off day, and it's okay to have an off day in league because you lose and it's like, okay, we've got 3 more games, we can get it back. But in a playoffs, one off day and it's all over. So I love that dynamic of league into playoffs.
I mean, I completely agree with that. Not something I completely agree with is Breezy in chat saying preseason is all luck. Sorry to say. And
sounds like cope.
If you scroll over a little bit to the right, the 7th stat there is the cope table. Breezy coming in strong.
Breezy coming in
place.
top 3. No.
He's awesome.
No. Leading the cope board is Bromeo, but being chased by Breezy.
that is a fair assumption. I think I'm on top. Yoshi's also saying that he's 3rd on the cope level. He doesn't agree with what we're saying.
Yeah.
But I love it, and I'm behind it.
And then speaking of Breezy, he also did say the disparity in Master. He says it's like a Champ 1 playing GC1 Div 3, which is frightening. That's like quite a big gap. So just interesting on that. Yeah.
But overall, those are the stats, and they will be available for you guys to look at this time next week. And every single one of you will be there except for Greybeard because he won't have played a game because he got dropped.
Oh my god, thanks. Gee, ouch.
But everybody else will be. And there's even a section where you can go and check every single individual stat you have down to the amount of boost that you've used in the games that you played. So that is really, really cool, and it's one of my favorite features of RSC, and I'm so glad we get to share it with you guys again.
Okay, well, I think our last segment tonight is going to be... no. Well, our last main segment, then we got a couple of newsy items to end with, but we're going to take a quick tour through the rosters, and I know Alex is up. Alex, I think you're sort of more au fait with Prospect Rival, or are we going to leave Bromeo or Sean to take us through Master Elite?
I went around all the transfers and stuff. Obviously, I started spilling the beans earlier about the Prospects and Rival. without realizing I was out of menu.
No worries.
And so I've got the interesting conversations per teams lined up.
So where do you want to start? And I'll take us there on the sheet.
Maybe just like go tour of the franchises of like what's moving around. There's starting in alphabetical order, like going up to down, like with the bros, which have been doing some of the most transfers this season, which is very interesting. They're obviously releasing a few players, but like especially in Elite, they traded Rex V to XP Sports. Teach traded in from XP Sports, so obviously there was like a hey, here's yours, and I'll take here's mine, I'll take yours. Swerve as well, and so nothing much going on with Bro. They got their teams lined up well good. Critical Force has cleaned up their cupboard. They got their 4 teams lined up, and they just released people without any much to say about. DSQ is the same except for the prospect, which is still waiting for one last selection.
Is that DSQ? Well, there's only 4 on the roster here.
In prospect, did they pick someone already?
It
Yeah,
looks
looks
like
like they picked Creven, Atomic Bomb, Demonics, and Bogdan Gab.
Bogdan. Oh, hold up.
Interesting.
So that would be in the transfer list right now, like live.
Yeah, no, this is a live list. If you have a look at the preseason database, this is everything as it is currently. So that's one of the fun things about what we do at RSC. When we update the sheets, everybody knows immediately.
So this okay. So then on that basis, then so just going back, so Critical Force and DSQ have their final rosters in all tiers.
Yep.
They should be. Yeah, we're slowly cutting them all down. So if you see 4 players, it means that they are compliant. If you see 1 or 2 more players, that means that somebody is going to be pretty sad this evening.
As from 4:25 this afternoon, DSQ also.
DSQ also
like,
what?
Has the team lined up for prospects. So this is why my stats was like 25 minutes late.
No worries.
The trades. Because I was here with you guys.
Yeah, don't look at Dynasty. I'm waiting for Rabbit to get.
No, look, we are looking at Dynasty. We're looking at
what we're doing right now. Do you know what? I tell you what.
Screen,
take us through your picks then, because this is your org.
There you go.
What do you mean?
Good idea.
Who's going? Who are you cutting, Sean? Give us.
That's the discussion I want to have with Rabbit. I have my thoughts, which I sent to him, but him being the general manager has the final say-so on what he says, and I also want his opinion on what I've been suggesting. So
You're cutting Olympic, aren't you? I can see it.
Nah, I'm gonna keep the man.
All right. Well,
He's been doing a fantastic job.
Well,
He's
Dynasty.
only 14.25 above in Masters,
but
so anyone would do.
Sorry, Alex. But Skeleton Pig has recently just decided that he cannot commit time to RSC this season, so that will be one that will be removed off that list.
Well, then you're down to 4.
Then that's your team. So why are you
And
wasting
then,
our time?
no, but that's fine. Elite, obviously, you can see it's fine, but that's because that's the team we feel very comfortable.
So I have a question. Since we got the flags wrong earlier, Skeleton Pig is from where? What flag is that?
I have no idea. Don't ask me.
Yeah, please don't do this to us.
Chat, please help us with this. I'll zoom it out a bit so we can see.
I think that's. Ooh, don't make me do this, but I think it's Madagascar.
Might be Madagascar. What flag is that? Somebody in chat tell us. Okay.
Tell us! But that is a hell of a team. Happy Meal, Crazy, Lamak.
If it lands up being the final roster. Okay, Elite is sorted out. Terrible, a Clever Rabbit, Tim Tam. Oh, Tim Tam, another player that tilts me a lot when I see him in. So that's very good. And then, Falcon. Okay.
Look at you over there. And in chat, we've just been told that is in fact the flag of Madagascar, as confirmed by the Encyclopedia of Pepito _ZA.
Okay, well done on your stab there, Bromeo. Well done. And then
Rival.
Complex, Sync, Nanachi, the stuttering Nanachi, Ike from Kenya, and Stacy Jacks.
Yeah.
I don't know who gets. Someone has to get bounced from there.
I believe Rabbit knows who he wants to remove, so it's not me that does. I don't have that information. I only know that later. So
1225.
Prospect is the tough one.
1225. So
Prospect is the dog man. Well, listen.
Do you know how awkward it's going to be, S. Falcon, if we interviewed possibly the man of the series and you're going to tell us on stream, oh, sorry, man, we had to cut him because, conflicting MMR.
No, yeah, we're removing him completely. He's gone. Cheers, bye.
but that is tough. I mean, look at those MMRs, 1225, 1210. They're expensive players.
Dogman, is there anyone that
That's the
you have
part
to
of
get
the
rid of
I'm
at
having with
least
Rabbit
1210?
tonight. It's between Divine and Clerks that we kind of have to make the ultimate decision over, and that's just, it's so sad. It's saddening, but it has to be done, and that's the tough part about being a franchise player.
Yeah.
Which I'll be honest, like I've got respect for Dogman for being where he is right now, because he's the youngest contender, and I remember him like months ago struggling in Diamond 1 or 2, and it's kind of crazy that now he's just like in our stream like captain of the Dynasty team because he won the playoffs. But that said, Divine and Clerks did amazing work in rotations, and Dogman needs to take that mantle of one of them too when it moves forward.
Yes.
It's gonna have to be like, he's gonna have to carry.
Just to shine more light on Dogman, this is the first time he's actually captaining anything ever, and it's quite a steep learning curve as well as being a captain in RSC, especially when you have a bunch of random people you don't even know that you don't even get to choose as your teammates.
He's not at the age where you captain your room yet.
Yeah, you're not even a captain of your own room yet, and look at him go. Honestly.
And he's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, wow.
And we get to see Muzz play.
Yeah, I didn't see Muzz feature. I really wanted to see him in the final.
I was hoping we'd see Muzz.
But this man,
I was hoping to see him in my game.
He either plays in South Africa or he plays in Mumbai. It's either or. We just never know. One day he'll have like 12 ping, the next day he has 500. It just doesn't make any sense. So
it's that part of Joburg that he lives. It's rough. We've been there.
The Vale. Okay.
The Vale.
All right, let's move on. I was going to be here all night. So next up is Fort Templar. Yeah, let's talk about Fort Templar.
Okay, no, Greybit, just look to the side while we go through this quickly. Master, they've still got to make a cut, but a very strong team. It's Dabs LDC, the Euro coach who came into, I think he's working with Cosmico right now. I'm not sure. Chat confirm. I saw Cosmico in chat. Is LDC with you guys right now? I see you got a nice Cosmico jersey. I'm jealous. Please send me one. That would be lovely. Not a plug.
Their cut has to be at least 1740. So
anyone
one
of
the
their
top three players. Yeah.
Yo, that's tough.
Rough.
Yeah, that is rough.
Imagine picking amongst those guys.
Elite is sorted. Case sponsor Bobas, Flashy and Chip.
Sponsor Bobas is a high school player as well. I know.
Correct.
I've seen his name around. So big things to come from him. Chip is ever present in the Discord. He sometimes gets confused with our Discord bot because they both chat just as much. And honestly, that's looking to be a pretty decent team. This Fort Templar team looked great last week. But it's just missing something. It's missing something.
It's missing some vibe.
Yeah, it's just missing the vibe, and I can't put my thumb on it. But
it's too monochromatic now. It's missing some gray.
Yeah. Honestly, Jezereza, Vanderpanda, Ace, Fruitforce, it's not your fault.
But let me say, I mean, so we were a little bit hamstrung in preseason because our captain managed to get himself banned for all of preseason. So we were playing a little crippled in preseason. I'll just say that, and we paid the price for it. But to be fair, I think that's a good roster, and I do think they will do far better in league play than they did in preseason.
Oh, that's very diplomatic of you, Greybeard.
Yeah.
I would be like, nope. You guys must lose.
All right, and then Prospect is sorted out as well. Crunchy Turtle, Papi, Misty Dragon, and Snipes.
One of the early ones. It's interesting that they also released DSF Kai, which
That would have been
I
the
think they
Valkyrie
actually
Knights
promoted
roster of
him.
last season.
Almost, yeah.
Huh?
Almost, yeah. So Zizi Puppy, Crunchy Turtle, DSF Kai would have been the full Valkyrie Knights roster of Prospect Season 2 Valkyrie Knights, I think. Is that correct? I feel like it is.
I can't check
no,
it.
it was
Yeah, I
season
don't know.
1. Season
Season
1.
Season 1.
Yeah,
That's
Valkyrie Knights
interesting.
season 2 was Aoki and those guys, because I know
Yes,
they kept the VK tag and they went on to play a couple of months in comp together because they started a thing.
Seems like a thing indeed. No, let's have a look.
Order of Oaks.
We don't need to talk much about the Order of Oaks. They're the hardest and tittest franchise out there. Werty, the hardest and tittest of them all, captaining the master side to ultimate boot glory.
In second place.
I have no doubt that these guys are going to go far.
All
Can
right,
I
well,
ask what happened with the Hap Peak situation? Because he got released and then signed and then again by the same team.
Yeah, he was no, he wasn't released and signed again by the same team. I think DSQ or somebody let him go, and Werty was like, Hapik's a really good player. We should sign him, and I was like, okay, we'll do that.
All right, well, they are a finalized roster. Werty, Willand, Hapik, and Teacher One. Elite also finalized. 1K,
Yeah.
Spaker, the Joker, and Gingerbeard, who got promoted.
Yeah,
he was
he did.
he was very so my going into RSC, I really wanted to be on the same team as Gingerbeard because we've been losing together for years, and and it would have been awesome to have a Ginger and a Greybeard on the same team, but not to be. He's a better man than I.
Gingerbeard getting promoted from rival to elite, and I think he's going to do great.
So Gingerbeard gets promoted and Greybeard gets dropped.
Yeah, no, that's
I
rough.
got cut loose. I'm in the wind. No, it's terrible. But what are we gonna do? All right then. Okay, so these are all finalized rosters.
Yeah, no,
Rival,
we're on top of it.
Green,
Mr.
Acro, Sebastian,
Yeah.
and Hannibal.
Yep. Hannibal also
just
getting
as-
promoted from Prospect. We did a bit of that. It was originally going to be all 3 AGMs on the Prospect team, but we decided that would be too powerful, too hard, too tit. So Hannibal getting promoted to rival.
And then Prospects.
Ooh, Beer Machine, Bromeo, Creative, Alleged Drill. That one speaks for itself. We're going to win the league. There's no doubt. We'll probably win the league from about 5th or 6th position.
Alleged Drill. How's Alleged Drill? Like, is he that hot? Like,
He's
what's
pretty
your,
good.
what's your,
He's pretty good for a 950, yeah.
How would you
Is it-
describe him? Like, more game sense, more mechanics.
He's more mechie.
All right.
And he's more mechie with alleged. Well, he's
Allegedly.
mechie- he's mechie because he's a drill, and his game sense is alleged.
And you guys did him dirty in the bro server as well. Like, they changed his name over there, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to
wouldn't.
speak it here.
Just say it's funny
Just
and then let's
extended
move
his
on.
name, and I literally had a laugh out loud moment when I read it.
All right,
last week.
Redirect
redirect. They
still
need.
got some
They
work
need
do.
to. They do. They got to cut.
Ooh,
Yep.
But that's such a
From
good team as well.
1,820 as well, so it's only the top player that can go.
Oh, shame.
Oh no! So Eli's going to be in the win.
no.
I wouldn't
Surely
cut
not.
him. I would trade my way to it, but that means like they're probably at this moment in chat somewhere with someone trying to get this situation sorted.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Yep. And
Oh, that's tough
don't know, maybe
decisions.
Breezy stays. We don't know.
I see the rest of the rosters are looking alright though. Elite, Ethan, Sonic, Raze, and Lolanizer. Also,
Greybeard will know
interesting
Raze.
I
Sonic,
know Rays. I know Lolly. Yeah.
Sonic getting the captaincy is interesting because he's very quick to tilt. So it's going to be a long season from an admin perspective. I can see
Sorry,
it.
who did you say is quick to tilt?
Sonic.
But we can
Oh,
also...
okay. Well, then I'll tell you this. I do know Razor, and he tilts very quickly on the. You demo him twice, and shit goes south. So
Well, that's
just
going
a
to be
little
fun
bit-
for him.
A little bit of inside info there.
We have terrible
shout
on our
out.
team. That's going to be fun for him then.
Sorry, Alex.
Quick shout out to Chadster, who got promoted to rival as well. I don't
Ah,
know if you
good
remember
man.
his interview in season 1. That was his dream to go and get gold in rival. So now he gets to do that from a substitute
Oh.
position. Good luck, man.
And listen,
I
I,
love
have
you,
to
man.
say, I've teamed up with and been against Chadster in a few games recently, and I've been very impressed with his play. I got to tell you. So yeah, very pleased with him. And then I think I spoke out of turn. Razor's in chat, which is a little bit awkward for me now.
Well, if he tilts, then he just proves you're right. So there we go.
And that's Netherlands flag, right? So he's a European originate.
Sorry, who's that?
Razor. That's
No,
a
no.
Netherlands flags in his.
Am I talking?
on
No,
his
no, we're
profile.
talking about
No,
in
no,
Elite.
Raise.
Raise.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at
sorry.
Razor. I'm like,
Sorry, he goes by Razor as well. He's going by Raze currently, but he's Razor. I know him as Razor.
Razor.
And I didn't
Sorry,
see there's a
Raze.
Razor in Rival, which confused the conversation.
It was confusing. I'm sorry.
No worries. And then Prospect is all sorted out. Van Rooyen, who featured in the stats, so he seems to be a bit of an impact player for them. Jake's the Snake, Dark Adept, and another Razor. Oh my word.
Oh my gosh, 3 Razors in the same franchise. That cannot be a coincidence.
So basically, the master team is looking for a Razor.
Yeah, we need. Well,
That's what they're missing.
They need the Razor. They're gonna cut someone.
Look,
yeah.
Breezy's in the chat saying we didn't talk about his promotion, so
We
congratulations.
didn't. Oh, I
Breezy.
didn't know you had been.
No, didn't know either. It might have been pre-season, when he actually just went and played ranked and got there. So congratulations. But he's changing his name to Razor so that they've got a Razor in every team.
Well,
Another thing,
Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
Flossy, yes, you must bring another distract. We have to keep this chain going, man. You can't let Critical Force be the only one with a distract out there. You have to return it.
Yeah, and at the end of the season, we release the album. There we go. It has been written. It is how it's going to be. But before we run out of time, let's talk about Shadow Esports.
Shadow Esports, they seem to be sorted up in Master, Kexi, Casper, Stingray, and Peanuts Jig. I don't know Stingray, and I'm not sure if I know Peanuts or not.
Peanuts played for Shadow last season as well. So interesting to see them return to the fray. They were part of the team that got demoed 54 times in one series. So hopefully there is not too much residual pain and trauma. But best of luck to you, Peanuts, for the season.
And then Elite is also sorted out. The Truth, Lonely J, Quaster, and the Deadly Dom.
Oh, brilliant. The Truth. If you're not Afrikaans, you wouldn't have gotten that joke. Waarheid means the truth.
I thought I was in my mind. I was going Warhead, and I'm just like,
That's actually not a bad interpretation at all.
and my mind just went to I know what to scream when I demo him, and I won't. So
All right, and then Rival, Wavy, Cherry, Killer, Gids.
Well, it's an interesting lineup, but I was actually catching the eye of the prospects down there. Silver, Adrian, the Gatu, Meow.
Ooh.
I wasn't expecting to see him coming in again because he was umming and ahhing, but very chuffed he made it through. So welcome back to the league, man. And one of my favorite usernames, a great place.
Such a solid player too.
That sounds like an Order of Oaks name.
Yeah,
A
we
great
wanted
place.
we wanted to go for a great place because we were going for the best names, but unfortunately he got picked because apparently he's a good player.
And surprised, I don't know how many games the Gatu played preseason, but I know he's a demo main. I would have expected to see him somewhere on the demo stats. All right, then Unitox seem to have sorted out their Master League, Master Tier.
yeah, they were one of the first teams to have sorted most of the crew actually. By early last week, they were already ready to release their 5th players. And yeah, it looks looking clean. Technic Eagle, obviously doing damage. We heard him earlier. Nitro,
D-Money.
Money.
Why does D-Money seem so cheap to me?
Well, if you think about it, Teacher's at the same price as D-Money as well.
What?
So,
Okay.
yeah, like, just to bear in mind that that's still pretty highly ranked.
Yeah.
And as we saw last night, that price still does damage.
Does a lot of damage. Okay.
Wow.
Elite sorted out as well. MX, RL, Dan, Daniel, and Hecky.
That's going to be
Check
interesting.
check
for
how they
Palmas.
actually fit the cap perfectly.
6-1-15 exactly.
Zero.
So
Really?
they got their CMV, they got their ranks down to the minute. That was preordained even to get Hecky in. So very well done to them. And I think that's going to be an interesting team. The comms are going to be pretty hard because Dan passes to Daniel, passes to MX, back to Dan, then to Dan. You know, it's,
Rival. Sorry, who are we on? Unitox. So Rival and Unitox. Zadomino. I don't know the Zadomino. Stolzy, Sora and Karma. I know. I thought Karma was Reunionese. I didn't know we had a South African Karma.
oh, well, at the end of the day, they get to pick their flag. So they could tell us from the moon, they're from the moon, and we'd say they're from the moon. So he
true,
could
okay.
be Reunionese. Yup, that was a tough one.
Reunion. Well, let's just say French.
He's definitely South African accent. I played with him in VK last season and attended tryouts.
Can we just take a longer appreciation at the Unitox names? I mean, they go Inguni, and then they go Montbaliard and Gelbvier. And I don't even know how you say Gelbvier.
Swana.
I know they were doing some
I'm
meme
pretty
postings
no.
on Twitter.
They were doing some pronunciation videos, which I have to say didn't really help.
Yeah, they really
but-
did not help at all.
But the rival team to me feels phlegmy, so it should be like Gelbvier.
Careful. But then they reclaim at the bottom and at Swana, so that's at least Alex is in a team he can pronounce.
There we go. Alex the Fatak, Matthew, even
from
one
me.
Fenta, and how do we say that last one?
Tosh.
Tosh.
Yeah.
So okay, so it's what's that guy's name? Sean Connery. Tosh.
Tosh.
Tosh. Sean Connery's
I think we're
accent.
talking generational now because there's many people in chat right now who have no idea who
Yeah,
Sean
well then they
Connery
must Google it. You're missing out.
So it's like actually a fun thing that happened during the trials because I wanted to be in the team with Aragorn San, and that Tosh, I think it's Tosh, or another player who was 17 years old,
Okay.
and Aragorn is 57. So that put me at 37 on the exact average of the whole team, which is super
Oh,
rare.
wow.
And I
Oh,
was like, oh wow, I'm not old.
I mean,
I'm
that
just
is a pretty cool story. It's like a generational thing. Granddad plays with dad, plays with son. You know, it's like the whole family tree right there.
exactly.
All right, then bring in. Last up is XP Esports, Banana
another one.
Cat, Juklas, Rahu, and that name is dangerously close to Rihu, but that never mind. Banana
Yeah.
Cat, Juklas,
Chibi.
Rahu, and Yoshi.
That PTSD is talking.
Oh no, you have no idea, bro. You have no idea. Hey, Yoshi's in Master. He was elite last season. He's in Master now. Good, big up, Yoshi. Well done.
I mean, we're just as surprised, but here we are, and he's doing well.
Yo.
And
mean,
he's
he
captain.
deserves it.
It sounds like he drew a short straw there at 1625 DMV. I think it's like, okay, you're gonna be the captain.
Yeah, you're gonna be that guy. Yeah. But
No, but he's a good people person. Like
He's
on smaller
fantastic.
communities. Yeah. I really appreciate working with him on.
Yeah.
I think we worked on the admin of your Discord.
Yeah.
Period.
And mod on my stream.
No.
Yeah.
He deserves the organizational captaincy.
Mhm.
And it's actually talking about captains there. Like, there's a bit of a situation with XP Sports because two of their teams don't have captains at the moment.
Ooh.
The Elite and Rivals. I think it's just an effect of having traded their captains away. So they still have to get that situation under control and name someone quickly. And in Prospect, they are 12-20 owed to the CMV gods. So one of the two top players is going to have to go.
Ooh, that's also rough. But having a look at the leads here quickly, I'm so glad they picked up a Noto. Unfortunately, Order of Oaks was overcapped by quite a lot, and we just couldn't squeeze him in. So I'm glad Noto's found a home, and I'm glad that he'll be playing this season because he's honestly such a good chap. Me and him had a plenty of good chats in the Order of Oaks server. So I hope he does really well for XP, and I think he's going to be fantastic this season. You guys must just watch out.
And I will tell you this for free. This will be the last season we see him in Elite. I'll say that. I'll say that with some confidence.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And then rivals: No Maiden, Nice Panda, Aoki, and Durability. Oh, Dura. Now, there's a player I don't know too much about.
So this was a Valkyrie Knights roster right now. I'm pretty sure this was season 2 Valkyrie Knights. Nice Panda, Aoki, and Durability. Come now.
I'm very surprised that he's the lowest CMV on that team. In the many games that I played with Fort Temple where we got hammered, Dura was a frustration for me. He was all over the place. I definitely took notice of him.
His name in game is 15-year-old with Max, if I remember right.
He was Dura in our games.
It's just Dura.
Anyway, he was definitely a player pointed out as a dark horse in season 2. He really carried mechanically. He made immense progress, and his rotation just had to get a little cleaner, and he was definitely going to be a champ 2, champ 3 player for sure, and well-deserved spot. He's going to do damages in rivals.
And I see Alex, the Dark Flash, has said that 15-year-old with Max is Sponge Dog.
Ah, yes. There you go. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, then Prop Sect, Sixpenny Sunset, Yash, Slowpokes, Iron Man, and Unguarded Ace, and they have to still cut someone there.
From the top 2.
Ooh, yeah, that's a rough one. They've got a 1225, 1225, 1200. So they just brought in Sixpenny, and they've got Yash and Slowpokes. Slowpokes is a assistant general manager. So if anybody was to go down with the ship, I suspect that they'd cut Slowpokes first. But I don't think they can afford two 1225s in one team, can they? Nope. Unless they've got two very, very low sub 1000 players. So it could balance out. I actually have no idea. I don't think it's possible.
At the moment where the team is...
Oh, sorry. Finish, Alex.
Yeah, at the moment where the team is, they definitely need to cut 1220. So it has to be one of the top 2 players, which is super awkward for Yash. Because they brought in Sixpenny, like you said.
Yash, I don't want to tell you, but I'm telling you, this is going to be an awkward conversation.
All right, well, there we have it. So we've gone through the rosters, most of them finalized, but one or two raises needed to get it finished.
And I'm seeing Yoshi is saying, Flosi is saying we straight up ignoring DSQ, bro, and Critical Force.
Why is Flosi only half paying attention to the stream is what I want to know.
No, that's fair, because I think we've been through every single one, have we not?
We have been through every single roster of every single franchise.
Okay, well, that just means Flosie's still listening to the diss track from a little while ago, and I can see he's got his notebook out.
But to be fair to Flosi is that DSQs are all finalized, so we didn't need to spend too much time there. Sorry, Sean, were you greybearding me?
Yeah, do me a solid quick. Can you check your DMs?
Oh, I am checking my DMs.
For content.
Ooh! Wow. Ooh! Fort Templar are about to cry a little more. I've just had a direct message. Hey, Greybeard, would you be interested in signing for Dynasty's rival team by any chance?
Live. So wait, Greybeard Dynasty rival. There we go. So wait. Sean, did you get down on one knee? You're asking the question, right?
On one knee. I'm not getting on one knee right now.
Ask him if he wants to be your rival player forever.
Listen, I have to look. I have to consider the flurry of options that are coming in for me.
Honestly, everybody on He's waiting for your answer right now. What is your answer, sir? Do you wish to play for Dynasty?
Does a clever rabbit want to build a whole new overlay for RSC SSA for season 4?
I mean, I think that's a fair trade. Clever rabbit, if you're in chat, you know, he's laid out his demands. He wants his dowry, and he's promised he'll say yes on stream. So do it. Just do it, rabbit. Do it.
Listen, I will say yes.
Hey.
You have to type it, we need the.
Let's do one.
Need the.
Amazing.
Okay,
And Razor says he wants to be put on the graphics team. So if you are serious about your request, just drop one of us a DM and we'll have a chat.
All right, cool. Well, so Clever Rabbit, by the way, says an absolute deal. So somebody screen grab that because
I'm doing it right now. We're submitting it for evidence.
All right. So I saw a notification go by. Which I missed. Something about a follower goal. Did any of you get it, or is someone in
600.
chat?
Yeah, we hit 600
followers.
600.
Yep.
What?
He's doing it again.
Yeah!
That's huge.
Oh,
amazing!
Hey, look at Desolation gifted a tier 1 sub to a Clever Rabbit. Oh,
amazing!
Thank you very much, Desolation.
You have to type yes to him on Discord as well.
Yeah, do it so that we can keep it as proof.
Oh my word! Everyone's
just say, Graybeard, type in chat that I
Oh,
play
you
for
have to type
Dynasty now.
it in the DM on Discord so we can screenshot that.
Yeah, no, I got
this counts. This counts.
No,
You can just clip and send the
answered
video.
the message. All right, gentlemen. We need to start pointing to the end, and I want us to have a quick quiz to see if there's anything interesting in the
Twitters.
On the Twitters. So RSC S3.
Well, let's check it out.
Let's see what. Oh, look at this. What's this?
A diss track?
A diss track? What is going on? All right. Well, we had that earlier. So
yeah.
Here we go. We won't go through that again. But excellent content.
Love it. It's absolutely brilliant.
Oh, yes, Flossy retweeting. Be scared. I've recorded some bangers in my lifetime. All right. Well, we want to see one of those bangers, Flossy.
Someone Google for Flossy bangers real quick and see if they exist.
Yeah. Check on Spotify. See how many monthly listeners we got.
Flossy bangers. Absolutely. Our new playlist.
And 4 Templars got some merch coming out. Check this out.
All right.
Yes.
Well, you know what? It's always nice to see a whole library of merch you're not going to buy. That's pretty cool.
Hectic.
Oh, I need to go. I need to go to latest. I realize. I learned that. Flossie told me about that last week. Okay. Oh, Yoshi, how's the stream? Yoshi is so
You're
clever.
literally here, bro.
No, but you know what? He's very clever because he literally did this 30 seconds ago so he could get on stream.
Yeah. There we go.
Very clever. Well done, Yosh.
Tons of Critical Force content.
Oh, Critical Force out with the banging clips.
Ooh.
Tubsy.
That's amazing. Wait. Play it. Put a full screen that bad boy.
Okay, let's go. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, I need to pause this and I need to pause Spotify. Hold on a second. I don't know.
I'm ready for this.
How do I full screen this? Does that work?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that'll do. Okay.
I don't think there's any audio.
Oh, that's fine.
That was really bad. I'm listening to the.
Oh no, there is. Oh, that's awesome.
Clips delayed.
Oh my gosh, that was disrespectful, and I'm here for it. Please post more of this.
This one. Whoops.
Honestly,
banger.
amazing.
So good. All right, congratulations to preseason champions. Unitox, Critical Force, and Dynasty. Mm-hmm. And then there's just stuff from last night. I don't think there's
Rhino's just on top of things. I see that.
Rhino's all over the place. Genesis Extreme, our broadcast sponsor. Big up to them. All right, I think that's all right. Well, I think
Yeah, I think that's it for now.
I think the content winners for the week, without a doubt, has got to be Critical Force.
Yeah, no, they went hard. I've got no response to that at all.
Okay, good. Well then, yeah.
The Unitox didn't have their RSC S3 tags in the thing, right? In the team names. We worked quite hard on that.
Didn't have their what?
You know, the team call out memes. I don't know if you
Oh
guys
yeah,
saw
yeah,
them
no,
on-
those how to pronounce their names and things.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
you're
were
quite
very
right.
excited to guess who did the
that's right.
voiceovers.
It was probably just because it was early in the week. Oh, we missed the Barcelona thing that
do-
Flosi was doing. It doesn't help because Barcelona actually won things. They didn't come second.
Okay, well, I hope this comes out. So this is one of Unitox's on how to pronounce their things.
Is this in Goonie? Here's in Goonie.
Here's Nguni.
That's very. Here's Nguni. Very good. This one wasn't too bad. That's. Do
you want to play rough? Come on. Okay. Do you want to play rough? Okay. Uno. Say hello to
Montpellier.
Montpellier.
I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the hardest scenes of cinema ever as well.
Well, listen, you talked about a generation thing earlier. I mean, I don't know who in chat even knows what movies these are from. I mean, these are both movies from when I was a child.
Nah, let's not go that far. I mean, they're old. They're not.
Oh my god. Okay. All right, shots fired. Okay. All right. So, Bromeo, we're going to come to your segment now as we come to the end of the podcast. So you go.
All right, that's fair. All right. So just a little bit of fun news. Unguarded Ace, our newest SSA admin, at him in the chat. Tell him congratulations. He's one of the hardest working guys behind the scenes. So Unguarded Ace is busy working on season predictions as well as RSC Fantasy League. So what that means is that they're mini games, and the predictions are 2 fixtures are picked every week, and you can predict the fixture results, and you get points if you predict correctly. And that's pretty straightforward. So if you consider yourself a buff, looking at the teams, this will be available for you. As you can see, all you do is input your predictions. I think 2 for each tier. And at the end of the week, when all points are tallied, you can see how well you did. And then the second of all is the fantasy league. So you get to pick players in each tier to make up a team. And then how they do that week determines how many points you get. Captains get double points. Greybeard, I was going to say he gets no points because he's not playing, but apparently it's Dynasty Greybeard now. So
be afraid, people. Be afraid. Let's go.
Be very afraid. But this is absolutely massive, guys. So if you guys consider yourself very knowledgeable on the players in RSC, this is going to be done every single week as well. So you pick your players in each franchise, and depending on how many goals they score, depending on how many assists, demolitions, whatever they make, you get points for it. And if you consider yourself a buff of RSC in this SSA community, come play this game. It should be ready for league as well. So props to Unguarded Ace for helping us bring that one in. The season is set to be massive, and these are just the little things that we're doing. I'm so excited.
I've got to say, I've mentioned this to multiple people, but I'm going to say it now on stream. And this, I don't know, Desolation was in chat earlier. I don't know if he's still there. I cannot tell you the difference it has made to have a proper broadcaster on board. And then also a shout out to Heinzchen, to a match admin. Having those 2 roles filled has made me so incredibly excited about RSC, just from that point of view. But then all these other things we're doing, Well, listen, the podcast, the mini games, the content being produced by franchises, it's just making it feel so banger. So a shout out to everyone behind the scenes who's working hard, and to all the franchises, the guys who are out there sort of grinding it out and doing the thing and making this a banger of a community league. It's just it's sensational to be a part of it. So I just wanted to mention that. Followed by awkward silence. Okay, good.
Oh no. I was gonna let the gravitas set in. You know, it was one of those. You were saying some deep things. I don't want to go. Thanks, Greybeard. I am working very hard. Yeah. I mean, Sean's one of the least hardworking admins out there. He comes here every weekend. And look at him. He's got a great smile about him, despite being, you know, in charge of transactions, which truly sucks. So, you know, you keep going, Sean. I believe in you. You're a strong man.
Oh, I got Clay now to come help out. So it's a huge relief. I'm not going to lie.
And then we're pretty much coming to the end, and we want to go and raid someone. And I can't see anyone who's live that we should raid. So if someone in chat wants to suggest someone we can raid at the end, please do let us know, and we'll check it out. But my final punt is going to be again for recruitment. We do need more. We've got more and more people coming on board and helping with stuff, and it's greatly appreciated. But we can do so much more with more people here. So looking for content people. If you want to help create content and put content together, please get in touch with me. And then also casters. We are putting more focus on the first couple of seasons was more on sort of being a place for people to try out their casting. We're stepping up from that. But if you're interested in being a caster, if Rocket League casting is something you want to do, please get in touch. We'll put you through your paces, get you up to a point where you can come on stream. But we do need more casters to help us out with our streams. So that's my punt for recruitment. Are there any closing thoughts from any of the panel?
I mean, I'll let the guys underneath have their say. I've always got one or two last things to say.
Sean?
I just
Alex. What I meant to say was Alex.
I meant to say yes, I'm here. Yeah, the season starts. Now the games count. Haha. So good luck, everybody. I just want to say that it's going to be a mad season, and I get a feeling that it's going to be a lot more competitive than the previous two, and people are going to take it seriously. RSC is about progress. It's not the teams that shine in the preseason that win. It's the team that take their training seriously and commit and freaking get into the mental game till the end. Yeah, so good luck, everyone. If you're trying to start your streaming channel because you feel like you got something going on with your team and blah, blah, 7 p.m. on Sundays is a good time to start streaming, because then we can raid you.
Smart thinking.
Do that.
Now you're thinking.
That is some very, very good info. Shona, do you have anything, or?
All of you guys are kind of covered up, but I'm very excited for the season to start. I can't wait to just get into it and actually see all the teams start improving and see how it all pans out by the time we come to the close of that long couple of weeks, like 9 weeks of play I think we have. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be really cool to see how the teams progress, and I'm just amped. I'm so excited for season 3. I thought I was really going to be burnt out, and I have gotten a bit overwhelmed at points, but I have great support on my side in the back end. But I'm just super excited for the season.
Brilliant. I wholeheartedly agree with that. And just to close off, I just want to add that I love seeing content, and I love showing what everybody is up to, whether it's franchise content, personal content. If you did something cool during the week and you're part of RSC, bring it here. We want to show it. Put that hashtag RSC S3 in. Let us put it out there. If you have a diss track, it's fine. If you got a funny meme, it's fine. Share it with us. And also, more importantly, if as orgs, if you guys are running competitions, let us know about it so we can announce it on stream. this is what we want to see. You know, if it's part of RSC, people should know about it, and you sitting in chat should know about it. So that's for me has been great. I loved seeing the diss track today. I'm sorry it had to be about Flosi, but it was really, really funny. So I hope you recover soon. But I will be playing that again over and over.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, well, we come to an end. Another banger episode.
Sorry, I want to interject real quick.
Interject.
I see the cut that Rabbit has pushed through for Prospect for Dynasty.
Yeah.
And it is none other than Divine getting the boot.
Oh, well, you know,
yo.
it's because we had the Captain Main Man on stream. That's why. It's the stream buff.
But for any of the franchises that are listening into here, Divine is a fantastic player. Definitely worth picking up.
Simply
go snap him up. Oh, good one. Good one, Alex. All right, guys. So we are going to go and raid Rhino, who's a banger of a caster, doing wonderful work and really making himself available for community.
Legend of a man.
Absolute legend. So he's just gone live. So let's go and raid him. Tell him that you were sent by RSC SSA. Tell him you're just saying. Make sure you follow. And thank you for all the work he's putting into SSA RSC. And that is it from me, the Bromeo, Falcon, and Alex DeFatek. Peace. We'll see you soon. Oh, don't forget, Thursday night, first week of League Play on stream. Bye.
Cheers.
Stop streaming. The raid went